Army Wives was an American television drama series that followed the life of 4 Army wives, 1 Army husband, and their families. The series premiered June 3, 2007 on Lifetime and ran for 7 seasons, ending in 2013. The show, created by Catherine Fergate, was one of the most popular on Lifetime. The main plot is based off the book Under the Sabers, The Unwritten Code of Army Wives by Tiana B.A. The series is set at a fictional Fort Marshall, South Carolina, which is home to the also fictional 32nd Airborne Division. There is also Mercer Army Medical Center, which is the fictional hospital on post where some of the characters work. To really be able to look deep into the series, it is important to introduce and analyze the key characters of the show. First, there's Roxy, who in the pilot episode accepts the marriage proposal of Private First Class Trevor LeBlanc. After dating for less than a week, she moves with her 2 young children, TJ and Finn, to his Army post in South Carolina. Confused and unhappy with her new life as an Army wife, she takes a job as a bartender in the local bar called the Hump Bar. Next is Pamela. She comes from a family of police officers and was a cop with the Boston Police Department for 3 years. She then left to marry Sergeant First Class Chase Moran and become a full-time housewife. The couple has 2 children together, Katie and Lucas. She's also Roxy's best friend throughout the show. The next Army wife is Claudia Joy, who is the wife of General Michael Holden. She has 2 daughters with him, Amanda, who dies in the first season, and Emmeline. Claudia Joy is often seen as the motherly figure by the other Army wives. She goes against military social norms by allowing officer and enlisted families to mix. Next is Denise. Denise is a military brat, meaning she grew up in a military family. She married Major Frank Sherwood when she was 20, and together they have a son, Jeremy, who dies in combat in the show, and Molly, who she has later in the seasons. Denise is a registered nurse. She was in nurse training when she and Frank met, but when they got married, she put her career on hold to start and care for her family. She went back to get certified in the 2nd season. Last is Roland. Roland is married to Colonel Joan Burton. As such, he is the lone Army husband among the main characters. While he and Joan are at odds within the first season, she forgives him after a few episodes when she finds out that she's pregnant with their first child. Roland and Joan have their daughter, Sarah Elizabeth, who was born at the end of season 2. In season 5, however, Roland and Joan adopt an 11-year-old boy named David after learning that he is HIV positive. After introducing the main 5 characters in the show, it's time to start analyzing them a little further. In David Gotland's Media, Gender, and Identity, he states that the traditional view of women as dedicated housewives seems to be all but extinct. Only around 1 in 6 women and 1 in 5 men, mostly older people, think women should remain home while the men go out to work. In the first season, Army Wives does not support this claim because 3 out of the 5 start the series as dedicated housewives: Pamela, Claudia Joy, and Denise. But later in the series, they all have jobs. Roxy works at the bar, Pamela gets a job as a local cop, Denise becomes a nurse, Claudia Joy becomes a lawyer, and Roland is a clinical psychiatrist, thus supporting the claim that the traditional housewife is fading. In her 2009 article, Rebecca Ann Lind states that stereotypes reflect our erroneous beliefs that the few traits we stress are the most important, and that they apply to all members of a group. They deny the presence and importance of individual characteristics. Army Wives breaks all types of stereotypes. The first one the show breaks is that military wives just stay home. This is broken because at one point or another, all the military spouses have jobs. The second stereotype that is broken is that women don't serve and that the military is a man's world. This is broken by Roland's wife, Joan. Joan is not only a woman in the military, but is also a high-ranking officer in a commander's position. Let's take a few minutes to look closer into Joan and Roland's relationship and how it is portrayed in the show. During season 2, Joan is pregnant with their first child. Upon returning back from maternity leave, she is mocked by the officer who filled in for her while she was away, and she's mocked for being a mom.
She blew bubbles? She actually blew? That must have been so cute. Now, Roland, why would you buy her bubbles when I'm not there?
It's her first bubble, of course it's a big deal. Okay, from now on, no more first unless I'm home. Evan, gotta go. Bye.
It's good to have you back.
Is it?
isn't it?
Well, a lot has changed.
Yes, well, our managerial styles are quite different.
Well, that's understandable and expected.
Everything looks to be in good shape.
Not yet.
And until then, stop addressing me as if you already are.
I am the deputy garrison commander.
And as an officer of equal rank, I take my orders from General Holden. I do this job to the best of my ability, and I will happily fill in for you whenever you need to rush home and watch your daughter blow bubbles.
Just because I have a baby...
I have a meeting.
This is often what happens in the military, but she combats this with grace and ends up beating her replacement during the Fort Marshall War Games.
Respect, sir. You're dead.
No.
Yes. Now hit the ground. Sir.
Other stereotypes that Joan and Roland break is that of the stay-at-home dad. Gotland says, men may not be able to fit into their traditional role, but that is no reason to conclude that life is over for men. Men just have to find new, modern, useful places for themselves in the world, just as women have to. Episode 16 in Season 2 shows this perfectly when Roland offers to stay home to look after their infant daughter, since finding a nanny that meets Joan's laundry list of requirements is unlikely. While Roland's mother originally disagreed with her son's decision, stating that it's not traditional for the men to stay home and for the women to work, she comes around in the end and agrees that her son made the right decision.
Thought about this all last night. We're never going to find anybody good enough to take care of our daughter. Sights are set too high.
So what do you want to do, lower them?
Just a little.
How little?
Just low enough that I qualify. I want to be a stay-at-home dad.
Seriously?
Being a man means stepping up when your family needs you. And I'm stepping up. I'm giving notice at the high school.
Are you sure you want to do this?
I won't be the first Army spouse to put his professional life on hold to support the soldier that he married.
Joan is the perfect example to look at when talking about gender, race, and class. Joan grew up in the inner city of Chicago in a low-class neighborhood. She's African American, and she's female. Being a high-ranking officer in the military isn't what you typically think of when you think of Joan. Lynn says, none of us can ever be only Native American, only female, only bisexual, only blind or deaf. We all experience multiple identities that combine or intersect to help us understand who we are and who others are, and to help others understand who we are. Our unique combination of identities affect all of our interactions with others. Joan embodies intersectionality. She uses her background and the position she is in to help another young female understand her potential in Season 3.
Station, attention!
As you were. I'm looking for prospect Vanessa Jones. Here. Hi. I'm Lieutenant Colonel Burton. Sergeant LeBlanc suggested we talk. Let's take a walk, okay? Okay.
People always stand up for you like that?
Oh, yeah. I'm a lieutenant colonel. I'm in charge of 1,400 soldiers.
For real? And they gotta listen to you?
For real. They have to take orders from me. So I understand you run the 400 meters. What's your time?
54.6.
Ooh, those are some serious jets, girl. You know, track was my way out of the South Side.
South Side?
Mm-hmm. Chicago. Grew up in the projects. My parents split when I was 6. Raised myself more or less. In high school, most of my friends were on their way to becoming pregnant in jail or doing nothing. Me too.
You?
Oh, yeah. Except for one thing. I was fast. Look, Vanessa. You don't have to be me. But you do have to be somebody, and you need to choose who that is. There is a world of possibilities past the end of your block. But you're gonna have to make things happen. Sergeant LeBlanc says you have everything it takes to make an outstanding soldier. It could be the start of a whole new life for you.
While this is only just a few, there are definitely many more aspects of this lovable military drama that could be analyzed.